So we'll begin this project by using 7 of these popsicle sticks. And all I'm going to do is pre-drill a hole through all of them. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So now they have holes drilled, all 7 of them. Now, I don't need holes in all 7 of them, but I plan on making several of these, and several of them do need to be attached like such. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make one set and demonstrate what it looks like and how it works. And then I'll just make several of these, keep them back for when I do need them. And again, this is probably going to be about the size for a bird or maybe a squirrel. I don't think it would probably work too well. I mean, it can work with other things. This is just the triggering setup. The cordage is what's really going to create the trap, and as long as I use really good cordage, anything. So first of all, we're going to take 2 of them and we're just going to bind them together. And I'm using bread ties. You can use anything you want. I just keep bread ties. I don't get rid of them because there's always purposes for everything. So all I'm going to do is just kind of tie that together just like such, and it's going to work as a V-stick like this, and it's going to go into the ground. Now let's see here what we got. Another one. We're going to have to cut one of these because it's going to be the actual trigger, and it's just going to set, let's say, about right here, and the cordage is going to get set on here. So I think I'll cut this when I need to, just to find out. So other than setting it up, I think we're pretty good. Let's see here. Got this stick that goes here, and maybe another stick like this here for this. Yeah, we'll go ahead. So we're going to take 3 of these, and we're going to bind them together again. Let's stick with the yellow. And there we go. So we got 3 of them here stuck together, and we'll just twist tie that up just a tad bit. There we go. So now we have 3 together like this, and we have 2 together like this. This one will be a trigger stick, and let's see here. We'll just get ready out there and set this up and see how it works. And actually, you know what? I threw away some styrofoam earlier today, and I found a use for it. So I'm going to go get a piece of that styrofoam I threw away. And when I get back, we'll just set that trap right up here, and we'll use the styrofoam as if it was the ground. I'll get right back with you. I knew if I got rid of that stuff, I would have a purpose for it. I just knew it. Well, I got out there, and it's one of those big green community dumpsters, and it's been packed since I threw away that styrofoam. Couldn't get to it. I'm not digging around for it. Luckily, this piece of styrofoam was sitting on top, so I just grabbed it. So this is going to be our ground, and this is going to be the ground. So really what we're going to do is, this also works for a spring pull. You need a spring pull. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to set this up. This goes into the ground. If I can cut into it. There we go. Doesn't want to get... There we go. So that goes into the ground like such. Let's move this up a tad bit. There we go. So we see that there, just like that. Okay. We're going to need a trigger stick, and it's just going to be a very small piece. I'm going to have to cut this off. So instead of, let me get a piece of scissor or something to cut that without tearing it up too bad. So luckily I had a nice industrial sized pair of clips that cut that off really decent. And this is going to be the trigger. It's going to set here like this. It's going to be attached to a cord, and the cord is going to run up and be the spring pole. Right now we'll just hold this just like this here. Now this one is going to go back here, but first I need to see how far this would be. So it's going to be about right there. So this one is going to have to be about right there. We'll say about, that's going to be good. There we go. So that'll sit about like this. Now, I don't have the spring pole set up. I mean, I could do it, I guess. Let's see how this works. I'll show you how this works, and then maybe I'll set up an actual spring pole, and we'll show you how it sets up. So anyway, we have this stop stick. We have this V in the ground. This is going to be the trigger, and it gets attached to a spring pole that goes off camera here. And what you're going to do is, it's just going to sit so that it wraps up like this. Well, we're going to turn it in this way. Wraps up like this here, so it holds the stick like that. Oh, we're going to have to go about here. There we go. So this spring here sets in here like this, and it pulls back, so there's tension on it. If nothing holds it, it'll pop off and flip out. So it's going to sit here like this. Then we have our trigger stick, which sits just like this. There we go. It's kind of hard to do when you don't have pressure with that stick. Anyway, it sits just like that. It needs to be up a little higher, like this here, honestly. There we go. And what happens is, an animal will come up, and when it hits one of these, it'll push it down. This will flip it up, and there'll be a snare or some sort of net, and I don't like using nets, I like using snares. There'll be a snare here to send it up and catch it. So what I'm going to do is probably set up the actual tension. I'll get a spring pole, set it up, and I'll show you how that works here in a second. So here we have it set up. So whoop, there we go. So what happens is, and this is just over here, it's not actually attached to a actual spring pole. There'd be a lot of tension involved with this if there were, but it sits just underneath here, just like that. And with the tension, will cause it to flip up. There we go. It wants to flip up. We'll use it sideways here. It wants to flip up like this. But what we're going to do is, so we can cause a little bit of imaginary tension to it. There we go. So what we're going to do is this, there is actually a little pressure there. There, that trigger just sits just like that. And we bait this down here. Now, the noose is also attached to the spring pole, and it sits over top as such, just like that. And it goes up to the spring pole. There. So what happens is, when the animal strikes this and releases, this flips up and pops off. This also, boom, there, and then it gets trapped. So let's see here, what's the name of that actual video I did? It's called the Tri-Stick Trigger Toggle / Spring Pole Snare Trap. So I do have a video already up. It looks like it went up December 27th of 2015. Pardon me, 2015. And it is called the Tri-Stick Trigger Toggle / Spring Pole Snare Set. And that's what this is right here. This little thing here. I actually have it set outside and you can actually see it. But the wood that I used, the sets and everything, I can't find them. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if I still have them. I don't know if I got into one of my weird moods and actually tossed them out. I have no idea. So I want to remake a few of them and be prepared. So I have this 3-stick here is the set. I have the V and the stop stick. And then I have the actual trigger that will be attached to the spring pole, and then the noose, which also will be attached to the spring pole. And that's the whole set. So let's wrap this up here, just like that. And I'm actually going to attach another piece of bread tie. I'm gonna get a bread tie here, wrap around the end of that, and then just tie that up just in case I need another bread tie. So this here is an entire trap. All I need is a spring pole to set this, and it's all ready. So as I said in the video prior, back in 2015, I made about 10 of them, and I wish I could find them. I don't know where they are. Hopefully I run into them, but it's possible that I threw them away for some reason. So anyway, I'm going to make 2 or 3 more sets of these, and I'll have them available. When I get a chance, I'll actually go out. I'll get a spring pole. I use graphite rods, and I'll set one up, and we'll just kind of just play around with it and have one set up just to see what it's like out in the woods at this time. Like I said, if you want, you can go to the 27 December 2015 Tri-Stick Trigger Toggle / Spring Pole Snare Set, which is on my YouTube channel, Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. You can check that out. I will try to put a link below so that you can watch the old video. The old video is fantastic and perfect. There's no reason that I really need to update it or to redo it. I just plan on making some more of these sets because I can't find the old ones. So I figured because I'm making the old sets, I might as well, you know, do a video. So and again, you don't have to have these. You can make this out in the woods with sticks that you find out in the woods. I just want to have 2 or 3 of these prepared just in case. And if I need to supplement sticks, I can, or if I want to make some out in the woods, I can. But at least I'll have these available to me and ready to go. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to find cordage. I don't have to find sticks. I just set it up, and there it is. So again, thank you guys for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft, and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard.